Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kinepolis Legends Cup. Today we are having the quarter-finals here, but before we go into that, we will have a short review of what happens during the group stage last weekend. So, as you can see, we on the left side we had the group stage, which was played last weekend and commented by Loic and Noah. Actually, they commented and the broadcast was on the entire qualification games of Group C, which brought us Team Z-Man and Team Lions, which are playing in the lower part of the brackets. They are quarterfinals today. Group A brought to us newcomers on the first place, and Team TSK, which is going to play Z-Man later. And Team Newcomers we will see right now against Oblivion Squad, who were second of Group B actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it on the color.
And at Hira Esports against Lions is going to be the second quarterfinal, and Z-Man against Team Slick the third quarterfinal of today's games. So we are only going to have 3 games today. But nevertheless, we are going to get started shortly. Just telling the games to go ahead. Oh, actually someone left. What happened?
He needs to restart. So he needs to restart his client. So he will be back shortly, I think.
What? Okay. So yeah, we'll have to wait shortly on the AD carry of Team Oblivion, and then we can get started. So, in the meanwhile, Oblivion Squad is gonna be having blue side first. They actually, we have been coin flipping before, and they won the coin flip, or they were lucky. Who the fuck is that, and why are you in here? Well, at least his teammates say they, yeah.
I have a bit of complications here. So I get.
Okay. He has left the lobby. Someone random just joined our game lobby, even though I've put a password.
So remember, guys, every password is crackable. So put a big password so nobody can join or get into your account. Remember that.
Is this guy restarting his client or his entire PC?
I don't know.
And then again, maybe his PC.
Maybe he's resetting his electronic security system. How does it? Is it called the?
I don't know. Maybe Windows.
The main electronic line, you know.
Yeah. Also, maybe Windows wanted to make an update now.
There was an update this weekend, so maybe he's in the update section now. We don't know. But we can wait and talk, I guess, because that's the thing we can do.
Right. So what could we talk about? We could talk about the actual event this is going towards. So right now we are in the quarterfinals of the Kinepolis Legends Cup. And as the name already says, this entire League of Legends tournament is sponsored by Kinepolis, the actual biggest Luxembourgish movie theater firm, who are putting up the prize pool, which is of a tremendous amount of money, actually, in my opinion, for such an, well, let's not call it amateur tournament, but we are still amateurs in organizing tournaments, and for us it's a pretty big deal to organize a tournament with a prize pool of 2,000 euros. So yeah, pretty cool.
And he's back, and we can start.
Yeah. Another sponsor that I want to mention right here is Digital Studios. A very small corporation we are working together with since the beginning of Luxembourg Rift tournaments, actually, and who gives us all the equipment we need to stream, and yeah, so big thanks also to them. And last mentioned, of course, the organizers of LGX themselves, who are organizing the big gaming convention where the finals of this tournament will be held. The Luxembourg Gaming Convention LGX is going to be held in Lux Expo on 28th and 29th. So definitely check out their Facebook page, their webpage, and hopefully we will see you guys there on LGX, and yeah, have a little talk, and you can watch the finals live there. So make sure to get your tickets. And right now we will jump into Champion Select.
Well, we have the band. They already did the band phase, as Daniel talked about the sponsors and everything around here, the team. So Blues Oblivion Squad, they banned Sivir, Morgana, and Caitlyn, and the newcomers, they banned Karma, Nautilus, and Pantheon. And first pick was Trash on blue side, and followed up by Sejuani and Salas on the other side.
So actually they first picked Trash, even though it got nerfed this patch, if I remember well.
Did Trash got nerfed? I don't know. I don't know.
No?
No.
Okay, then I saw that one. So yeah. But Silas still a very strong pick. However, the finals and of course, well, the finals are going to be played on the Worlds patch, which is very fortunate because it should be a pretty balanced patch. And Silas is getting a pretty decent nerf, or pretty strong nerf actually. At least that's what's on PB at the moment. And yeah, so maybe Silas, we won't be able to see him doing League of Legends Worlds, and also not for the finals of this cup.
I think these nerfs won't be so hard to against Silas. He has a lot of, his kit is just broken. He has everything he needs to. He has wave clear, he has a heal, he has an execute, he has CC, he has a magic shield, he can steal your ult, and he can make a lot of plays out of it.
His kit is very strong, and he still scales very well, but his base stats will all be nerfed, or not all, but a lot of them. And nerfs that go onto the base stats are actually
they are heavy. Yes. I agree.
So let's get back to pick and ban. We are having an Olaf, which is very interesting in my opinion. Haven't seen Olaf in a long time, but I've heard that he's very viable at the moment.
Then we have the Ahri for mid lane on the blue side, and Jarvan, I guess it's Jarvan top, and Sejuani jungle inside is mid. So their solar lanes and jungle are picked.
We don't know, because in the actual meta some of that could also be bot lane.
Oh, you can play Sejuani support.
You can play Sejuani support. You could also play Jarvan as an AD carry on the bot lane.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, there you see the Lucian is pretty strong
so
right
yeah,
now. So
they go for a casual bot lane with, or a casual laning with an AD carry. Because that's actually the interesting thing about bot lane at the moment. You don't have to play AD carries because your game will not take that long anyways.
You can play
Most
actually what
games
you want.
are finished before the 20th minute, or let's say before the 25th minute. So an AD carry is not absolutely necessary.
If you go for a team fight comp, the DPS, the AD DPS that you have more DPS if you take an AD carry
Yeah, sure.
in a team fight than a burst mage. You can burst one target down, but then your damage is pretty much gone. So the DPS gives you more damage over time, and to kite and destroy the tank or the front line, so you can hop into the back line. So Mordekaiser and Tristana are picked for the blue side. So we have a trash Tristana bot lane against the Lucian Braum bot lane. Pretty common bot lane.
So yeah, I think we have pretty casual setups here actually. We have for the side of Oblivion, we have a tank on the top lane, we have AD carry support on bot lane, we have an Olaf, so a bruiser in the jungle, and we have a mage on the mid lane. And for the enemy team, it's actually the same. So
it's
everything
Sejuani
pretty
top,
standard.
not Jarvan top. So it's
Yeah,
Jarvan in the jungle and Sejuani on top lane.
That was actually pretty flex anyways, no? They could also have put Silas in the jungle and maybe Jarvan in mid lane.
Yeah, but against against Ari it's better to, because you can interrupt your dashes now with her E. So
Also-
Jarvan is not good against Ari on lane, so he puts Silas against her. It's more easy to get less damage with the E, so because it's now a magic shield, and Jarvan can. The gank setup is better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You can't charm two targets, so one is going to dash into you, and the other one can follow up.
Yeah. Also Silas with an Ari ult could be very strong. Like he can dash a lot and
Yeah, he can
do a lot
dash.
of shit.
He can dash. He's a dash man.
Yeah. Lucian Braum, I mean, perfect synergy bot lane. I would say behind Rakan Xayah, Braum Lucian is like at least the bot lane with the most obvious synergy.
Yes, and Braum is.
And I'm very tempted to make that word joke again that I made in the chat earlier.
To defend something, Braum is actually one of the top supports.
Yeah, Braum is very strong, and it is very, very. They have a good synergy with Braum Lucian because you can trigger the stun very fast of Braum's passive. So yeah, pretty solid.
But Tristana is pretty good right now. She's pretty strong. You go almost 100% crit with the last builds I've seen. So
I mean, in my heart, Oblivion has to lose because I fucking hate Tristana. But that's just personal opinion. I mean, yeah.
I think she's really strong right now.
She is really strong, but I hate her. I hate her to play because she's so clunky. There's almost no spell in League of Legends that is so clunky than Tristana W. Like you jump and everything can interrupt you doing your jump, and your jump takes so long, and
you can reset your jump 2 times. If you kill or I get an assist, or if you hit your E 5, if you hit your E and you hit your E with your 5 other attacks, so you just can jump all over the place. So to interrupt that.
Yeah, but also the spell itself, like in its animation and everything, it's so.
But it's so good.
Effed up.
It's really it feels clunky, but it's so good escape.
Yeah, sure.
Just Jarvan can jump after her with E ult, I guess, and then he gets buster shotted back.
Well, everybody has a dash, so everybody can get behind her. I mean,
but
except
she
she gets
has-
resets, but the resets are bounded to offensive plays, so she has to jump in and not out.
Well, if she jumps in, gets the reset, jumps out, you get a kill and you can jump out.
So yeah, opening the right now of Twitch so we can see what you guys are telling us. And making sure that.
But I like the Mordekaiser. I think he's pretty good. Against Sejuani I think he has a bit of a problem, but because he can't poke out.
What? You mean the top lane? So
Yes.
we have
Sejuani against Mordekaiser.
Sejuani against Mordekaiser. I think that's a solid win for Mordekaiser.
You think
Or
so?
at least I think Sejuani will have a tough time on top lane.
She
Especially in
buys-
the early game when she's not tanky yet.
If she buys Abyssal Mask, or how is it called? No, the helmet, adaptive helmet. Mordekaiser doesn't do any damage. His passive gets reduced by damage by 20%. His Q is E, and you get the passive of Sejuani with the armor and the MR buff. So the early poke of the fight, you have this 12 seconds window where you can actually engage. And if Sejuani just plays defensive in that window, she wouldn't have a problem. But if Mordekaiser steals Sejuani stats in a team fight, then it's pretty funny.
You mean if Mordekaiser ults Sejuani?
Yeah, and kills her.
But I don't think Mordekaiser would put his ult on Sejuani during a team fight.
It
I mean,
depends.
it would be better
It depends.
to take
to,
out
to
Silas
save
solution.
to save his backline, he can ult. The
But
front line.
I don't know if you're even gonna see a lot of team fighting, because as I said, the game has become so fast. Maybe this game is gonna take a little bit longer because we have both team comps scaling pretty well. Or actually not scaling pretty well. I mean, we don't have heavy late game champions right here, but we also don't have. I mean, both teams have kept the option open to go for late game plays and don't have to finish early because they both have an AD carry and a pretty solid standard team comp. And how do I open
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Anyway, we have a pause.
A summoner has disconnected.
So einfach. Ja, mir weh. Ich weiß den Kinepolis. So yeah, we are having a pause anyways, so I have got enough time to figure out how I can put the interface up and down and everything. That are keys that you should know as a caster. What? What? Oh, maybe I can do it because of the pause. Yeah, that's pretty possible. So what would it be? Ah, nice, nice. I just got a cheat sheet. Perfect.
And we are back
Press
in
O for scoreboard. Yeah, thanks. But it still doesn't work. Even though we are out of the pause.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, but
Okay, is the
There
keyboard
is
even
going
connected?
to-
No, the keyboard. Okay, we are bringing it in there. So this one was that one. Trash actually working really low here. Tristana also, oh my god, and Tristana
Tristana.
flashes behind and flashes into her own death.
and that's a lot of.
Oh, Worm also
my
going down.
God,
Silas
what
very
is
low, is
going
able to flash away. Nice hook from Trash, but here on Lucian, and Lucian is also doing to the Ignite.
Minions have spawned.
Wow, that's some pretty solid level 1 invades.
That was a pretty solid fight.
Well, it wasn't solid actually from any team because it was just a clown fiesta and both teams lost actually people. But it was a very interesting start for the game. And also we have fixed the scoreboard now. Woohoo!
But yeah, Silas got a kill, Lucian got a kill. But Lucian died also.
Yeah. So So everything is gonna be a bit delayed right now. I mean, people starting their lanes later. Bot lane, that means that both AD carries are going to lose a little bit of farm.
No, actually not. Nobody lost
Oh,
anything.
actually.
Yeah. Nobody. Well, but Lucian went back, so he could buy. And Tristana didn't.
Yeah.
So Lucian didn't have. No, I've seen.
Also, a lot of Thunders have been banned. We actually have
2 flashes, 4 flashes, 5 flashes.
yeah,
And there is. He just
Wow.
died. There's a gank.
another gank on top lane from Jarvan and Mordekaiser twice to get out of it, but yeah, well.
And newcomers just come ahead here. Pretty nice early gank and a good 2v2 on the bot lane. So I guess this is
A lot of poke actually put onto Kusana under the tower right here. And yeah, so let's just recap what just happened. We first had Braum and Lucian easily solo killing the trash because of whatever. Because they just have a very strong level 2 actually, and Trash was maybe a bit out of position. And then we had a level 2 gang, and we have another gang from Jarvan on top lane.
and dead again. Yeah,
And
Mordekaiser has no
Mordekaiser
flash,
should be dead, yeah.
has no flash, no escape, no dash, and it's just an easy gank if you push
Yeah,
up
and I
this
meant-
far, and Jarvan just
A level 3 double buff Jarvan is actually a very scary, very strong thing also to have on your lane and to gank your lane.
and you don't have flash, so
Yeah.
it's an easy gank.
Yeah, and Sejuani can set up that gank very well. And that's actually the thing. I think is what they thought about picking Sejuani top lane. She doesn't have a very good lane if you let her alone. But she's very strong at setting up a gank. And Jarvan can follow up that gank very well. So the idea is to just kill that Mordekaiser very early on. So she
And now
gets a
they're
free
going
lane.
to put pressure on the Olaf. Olaf has to flash out. They're so far ahead that they can just walk into the jungle, take a 2v1, 2v2, just kill them. So yes.
Yeah,
They
to
are
be
pretty
fair,
far
Silas
ahead.
moved with them, but Ari had to as well.
And-
Lucian, Tristana stunned again, but is able to get out with the most supportive spell of this game, actually, in my opinion, the Trash Lantern. However, it can be a very strong bait.
Yes, but I think at this level you should know
Oh,
where
Trash, however, going in also if he misses his Lantern, hitting his E, Olaf coming
And
behind,
Olaf
but
is
Olaf is very, very low and gets the
that-
stun
yes.
in, is dying. Tristana jumping into the back line, however, is also very low and also has the first thing of the stun on her. Going down together with Braum. In the meantime, Lucian is able to pull the stun onto Trash, and Trash is very low. However, might be able to save himself with the E. No! Lucian flashing behind under the tower and taking Trash out as well. And newcomers just seems to whack them at the moment.
they have the early game in their hand. They already have a 3k gold lead. After 5 minutes, they get the first plate, I guess. The ward, yeah, there's the first plate. Full gold for Lucian. He has his 412.
Yeah, he already has a 400 gold bounty on him.
After
And this
after
Lucian is
5
gonna be
minutes.
very strong, very fast.
yeah, now he has a BF and a Clawfield hammer, so his damage is to the roof. This is gonna be very hard for the Oblivion squad to actually handle it. They need to play safe here. Oh, did you see?
Oh, newcomers just going really deep into the jungle, and this Olaf is really not having any fun. I mean, his bot lane ganks turns into a 3v1 lose of kills, and he gets harassed in his own jungle all the time. And Siege goes for the solo kill on Mordekaiser. Guys, what is happening right here?
That
Newcomers
the
also
strong
taking
thing.
the first Drake of the game already in 6th minute. Lucian going 1v2. Well,
And
that
Lucian
might
is
be a
dead.
bit over the
Oh, and the
overs.
shutdown goes to Tristana. This is 700 gold or something. 400 gold plus for the shutdown and the kill. Maybe Tristana is now back. There was a bit of a...
That was a bit of an int from Lucian, to be honest. I mean,
He fought.
yes, you are strong, my friend, but come on, like not overstay that much.
Yeah, he thought he could take them 2-on-2, but Trash flashed, so they can...
2-on-1.
2-on-1.
He was
yeah,
alone.
Sorry.
Because Borm was helping with the dragon.
And then before the kill on from Sejuani on Mordekaiser, there you saw that you can proc the passive twice, and with your E, and then you hit your ult, and you can
Passive of who?
the passive of Sejuani. If you're stunned, you can hit them for max health damage, and you can actually hit it twice. If you trigger the stun with your E, and then hit them with your ult, and you can damage them twice. The ice block damage, and it's max health damage. I think it's 20%, and then you have 40% max health damage thrown in your face. You can't do shit about it, and then it's just
Oh, and we have Trash dropping really low light here, and with a nice ultimate from Lucian, he's able to get him on safe distance out of his life. Sejuani again really strong against this Mordekaiser, putting a lot of damage and the stun onto him with her passive.
this is going to be interesting.
So yeah. To answer the question, okay, now Flash and Ignite immediately put onto Mordekaiser.
And that again. No chance for Mordekaiser. And there you see nice
Silas
interrupt.
also very strong against the Tristana, interrupting her W. And now with the ultimate, zoning in the Trash. Was a Worm coming behind with the W. Ari dropping very low, but she should be safe under the tower.
This looks like... Damn.
But newcomers just feels like...
For Olaf, he's going to die here too. He just tries his best to kill some.
Ooh, Jarvan
Quite
almost going
unfortunate.
down.
Yes, but... Yes, I think this was...
But yeah,
a
we are
desperate
9 minutes into the game and newcomers is 10 kills ahead. We are having 18 kills that already happened during 9 minutes, guys.
And almost 6k gold.
This is, for, in my opinion, a very good example for how fast League of Legends has become as a game. Like, you don't even get downtimes during these games where I can talk about what happened in the chat or talk about what I say right now, because apparently now is no kill happening. But seriously, the game has become so fast and it's so hard to keep up with everything.
It's now 2 kills per minute.
Yeah, and also I think that's like really unfortunate. I mean, it's good for pro play because it's really exciting to watch.
And I think
We have Trash again going down, just Lucian bursting him with his ultimate. Did he even do an auto attack? I think one.
Or 2, I don't know.
I think he eat double auto attack and then he just pressed R and Trash died.
Well, that's a strong
even
thing.
able to do much against
He's
it.
8-2, he's so far ahead, he just can do anything he wants to.
Yeah.
That's because, that's why he overstayed the 1v2. And
Now
here's
we
again
have
the final
Sejuani
top
going
lane.
in on the Mordekaiser, and Mordekaiser already knows that he's going to lose this setup, but he can't do much about it.
And then you see
now
bam,
coming in the
and
stun
bam, and dead.
from the ultimate, yeah. So yeah, what I wanted to point out is as well, in the chat we have the comment that you don't understand, or why Seju is especially good in preparing lane ganks or ganks. And I believe, or my opinion is that Sejuani at least she has a lot of CC and she has a lot of safe CC. Because once she gets to her enemy, she can pretty easily proc her passive. With the, by the way, we have Ari dropping very low here in the 2-on-2, but we have Olaf joining them, and we also have Oblivion on the Rift Herald right now, which will be a very good tool for them to push. Trash again going down just by the ultimate. Lucian can just, every time it's off cooldown, press R and somebody dies.
He's so far
in this
ahead.
lane.
Oh, and the
So
flash
yeah,
out.
Olaf having to flash out of the ultimate. Silas being able to connect his Q and
Steal the Mordekaiser ult.
So yeah, but once again, Sejuani has a lot of CC, and I think that's something that is very strong if you want to put up a lane for a gank. Especially if you have somebody who has, if you have a jungler whose CC is depending on a skill shot, like you have with Jarvan, then it's good if when the enemy is already CC'd. And we have a shutdown on Jarvan from Ari, but however Ari is also going to die. Maybe do it. Yeah, she dies to Silas. And on the bot lane we have Worm and Lucian killing who was it, Tristana. And Thresh is also very low and not really able to defend this tower. So they might be able to take tier 2 bot lane tower in 12 minutes. Again guys, how fucking fast does this game become? Sorry for the effort.
We need to put this way.
Again, Mordekaiser are being stunned and very very low, and Sejuani, does she have ult up? She has ult up, so yeah.
Just a W.
But she wanted to, the kill was already safe and she knew that because she had ult up. But she wanted to save the ult.
Yeah, in this situation you don't ult. If he's so low and you have your W that you can set up pretty good for damage.
Yeah. Ooh,
and then
mid lane tower tier 1 also
you
going
can
down to Rift Herald actually. Silas stopping really low here, but Jarvan is coming in and they killed him just easily. But they leave their Rift Herald alone, so they don't want to push very hard with this Rift Herald. They just wanted to get tier 1 here.
Well, one tower is better than nothing.
Yeah, of course, but I think if they would have
the
gone with their entire team together with the Rift Herald now, they could have easily taken 2 towers and maybe even inhib or inhib tower. Because just look at how fat they are. I mean, they have a 20k gold lead at the moment.
Yeah, but it's a risk. If you lose the fight onto the tower, you can lose your advantage. So they take the safer route to just let it push, push the side waves in, get the other towers, and slow pace the game to not do any mistakes and just finish the game slowly because they're so far ahead. If you don't get caught out, they can't lose because they are so far ahead. It's 13k gold right now. It's a lot of gold. That's actually 13k. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's more than 2 rifles.
Yeah, but I mean we have 27 kills in 14th minute that happened. And here we have 28th kill because Mordekaiser is dropping so low. Okay, he's able to escape with Trash Lantern, and Olaf is maybe going to escape with his ult very low, but
the Ari ult steal from Silas.
Silas stealed Ari ult before, and now he was using it to get him.
There you see the counter what I said before. The ult, he still has with the ult he still has the base damage of the other champions. So if you don't nerf the other ults of the champ, he still does damage with this one.
Yeah. So yeah, now they are on tier 2 tower. Not actually with minions, but they don't care. They can take the tower almost without. Sejuani, she decides to farm while killing Mordekaiser because Mordekaiser is not a threat to her. I mean, yeah, you have kind of lost respect here. Jarvan engaging under the tower. They're going very deep in, but they're able to push the team away and get the tier 2 tower. Lucian flashing behind the Tristana, getting her really low, and with the W dealing the last bit of damage here.
They're so far ahead that they just can do everything they
Jarvan,
want to.
Silas, everyone going behind this Olaf, and he's dying as well. And now we have Inhib tower going down and Inhib as well.
I think
3 people from Oblivion actually respawned. So
now they're going to take the top tower because the wave is coming in. And so they have 2 Inhib towers.
And they have nothing to fear.
Yes.
I mean, even in a tower dive like this, they are going to win the team fight. Mordekaiser and Thresh going down already. Yeah. Are we also too low to do anything, and with her ult not up? I mean, newcomers are pretty low by now, but with her ult not up, she cannot really make a play here. Olaf again having to use his ult to disengage
I think this is
and
the
going
end of the
down
game.
as well. Oh my god, Jarvan dying due to the tower more than to Olaf. Yeah, Silas might be... Oh no, he gets healed. Okay.
Silas just got the stats of Tristana, so he's dealing a lot of AD damage now.
So yeah. And that is second Nexus tower, and guys, I think this
This
is
is
our
the end of
first
the game.
semi-finalist. Newcomers going to the semi-finals of Kinepolis Legends Cup.
If
Yeah.
they want to end the game.
They just kill everybody coming out of the base. Guys, it's already stupid enough
spoilers.
what happened here. Like, seriously, end this game, please.
Yeah, I think this is the end. And so we have our first
GG!
semi-finalist. And it's GG. 35-8 for the newcomers. Almost doubled the gold. It was 7k missing. So it was...
But however, I think that's a very interesting game because you see how fast League of Legends can be, even with standard comps. Even with
17
standard comps that have 80
minutes.
carries. We have a game ending before Baron even spawns.
Well, 17 minutes, it's quite fast. But if you stomp like this, the well, you can see it was
But even close games nowadays can end this fast.
Yes, the early invader was a good idea, the team fight, but it actually went even. And so the problem was Lucian had flash and Trash did not. So they could engage on the level 2 on the Trash.
Yeah, and
So they just get Lucian fed on the Trash. So
yeah.
it was quite unfortunate, but
I mean, we had the level 2 play was kind of game breaking, and we had basically at the same time the Jarvan gank on the top lane.
yeah,
And from there on, they already had such a big snowball that they just had to keep it rolling and yeah, win the game. So yeah, we are heading into a short break, and on 7 o'clock we are going to be back with the rest of or with the second quarterfinal for today. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kinepolis Legends Cup Quarter-Finals. Our second game tonight will be between Lions and Eritrea. I don't know how to tell their name, but Eritrea Esport. We just had a few little problems with some of the names that changed and everything, but now we have that all sorted out, and it are actually the same players that also played the qualifier, so we are good to go. So yeah, we are just waiting for the players to start the lobby. So yeah, what can we say about that composition? Eritrea Esport actually finished as first placed of Group E, and we've been told from the hosts of that group that they actually had a pretty solid games and they were a pretty solid team. On the other hand, we have Lions. Lions is also one of the, let's say, favorites for this entire tournament. Because they are actually title. How do you say that in English? Title
Favorite.
Title defenders. Because they won on LGX 2018 the CBC Legends Cup last year. And yeah, they still have the same mid laner Ginge, who is one of the best, if not the best, Luxembourgish League of Legends players. So yeah, really excited to see that match today. And yeah, both teams should be very strong, and we are in pick and ban phase.
So we first have Team Lions, who are banning Trash, and then Mundo. Mundo is a beast in the jungle, just saying. He has a clear and he just walks into the jungle. He has a lot of damage. The clear is insane, so it's actually a good ban for.
Yeah, not too strong gangs, I would say, because he does not have a lot of CC.
But the slow,
Q.
dude, the slow.
Yeah, the slow on the Q
disgusting.
is hard.
Disgusting.
However, you have to hit the Q in the first place. On the other hand, it's also just slow, depending on if you compare it to other junglers who have stuns and knock-ups and whatsoever.
And you take a top laner with a bit of CC and it's okay. But
Yeah.
this he has almost no cooldown on the Q, so. Then we have a Pyke and Xayah ban, and a Gangplank and Renekton ban. Actually quite normal, I guess.
Yeah, actually the Pyke ban is very interesting in my opinion as well, because Pyke enables a lot of stuff on the bot lane. And if you ban Pyke, you disable automatically a lot of strange combos that are possible together with Pyke. Such as Pyke with basically any mage.
Pyke is so strong. Dude, he's just... I think his entire kit is... He has a pull, he has stealth, he has sustain, he has damage, he has a stun, he has an execute. There's everything you need. He's the support that
Very
gives
interesting.
damage.
Lions actually banned Xayah themselves, and now they go for first pick Rakan. So they whip apart the lovely combo of Xayah and Rakan and decide to pick them, or pick one of them anyways.
Just look how beautiful Rakan looks. So he can just...
I mean,
he's so cool that he can rule the bot lane alone with some other girl, and
Yeah.
Xayah just has to watch. You see, they may be picking Kai'Sa. We're actually pretty strong right now.
But
And
we said
Xayah,
no
Rakan.
cheating.
Well, let's just pretend they are friends.
So yeah, basically Rakan is also a very strong bot laner alone, and a very strong support. On the other hand, we have Pantheon, which has been reworked, and since the rework is a pretty
And
solid
here we have the
pick,
Ornn. the Ornn got just picked. I think I like that because a lot of players are playing in high elo are playing Ornn jungle because you don't have to pack. You can buy your items in the jungle. He has a lot of max health damage with his W, so you can easily attack and kill the camps. He has a lot of CC. He has a good gang potential. Knock up slow. His ult. And he can, with his passive, he can upgrade one item of each champ in his team.
So
And two of his.
it
so-
might be an Ornn jungle.
I hope. It's pretty cool to watch.
So now,
So,
on the other hand, we have Silas, Jhin, and Pantheon picked, and I wanted to go. Well, Silas pretty solid pick. We saw him last game, very strong at the moment. Will be nerfed next patch, but still very strong on this patch. And we have Pantheon, who has got a rework and is a pretty solid pick since the rework.
He got
Not
buffed.
top tier, but pretty solid.
He got buffed last patch too.
Yeah.
So,
And I believe he will be buffed again, maybe.
I don't think so.
Because
He's in a good
I
state.
would say White wants to show that world that their new Pantheon on the worlds, so they want to make him viable. They want him to be pickable.
I think he's good as he is right now. He is pretty strong. He has good execute. His empowered W, you can either proc almost immediately your Conqueror or press the attack, and the single target damage Pantheon has is pretty good. He has these. He can block almost everything. He can block Karthus ult if you just put it in the right direction, and I think he's a pretty solid pick. Then we have the bans are Kindred and Shyvana from red side. And
Actually, an interesting ban there because Kindred, I believe, got played during the group stage from Lions, so that's kind of a target ban, and I wonder if they watch the replays actually.
I guess so.
What might give them an advantage here. Also something that has been brought to us. Any Eagles Swain.
Maybe I think this is an.
Okay, so this might.
This is an how do we call it? The pick.
So we might have to do pick and ban phase again.
Okay, so it's fine. They
I don't
know.
know.
We have a Nocturne, so I think it's on top lane and Nocturne jungle. And he's not been played. It's a Swain this time.
So yeah, we might again see a Swain bot lane, which has also been
Oh,
played
this is
during
a
group
Swain
stage.
Pantheon bot lane. Oh no, it's Jhin. I already picked them.
But yeah, Swain Jhin, interesting combo, anyways, for bot lane. On the other hand, we obviously have Kai'Sa Rakan bot lane, and we have a Syndra pick for the mid lane.
So now they left to just rearrange their champs because I think one of the teammates didn't have Swain, so they picked Annie.
Yeah, or it has been a misconnection, and they were not able to pick, or I don't know, they talked too long and then had to pick Annie because it's the first champ in a row.
No, that's Ari.
I don't
No,
really
it's
know
Patron.
but we don't have anybody complaining yet, so we'll just redo the champion select and everything will be fine. Yeah, something I wanted to talk about before was that Eritrea might have watched the replays actually from Lions playing in the group stage, and that it has been brought to us that this case alone could be an unfair advantage because we were only able to stream one of the three groups, and so the teams they have to face now in the quarterfinals, of course, could look up what they played and how they played, how good they are, and the other team does not get this advantage. And I totally agree with the feedback. and we will try to make something up for next year to make that a bit more fair. In the best case, we will be showcasing every game live, which was always our goal also to go for this tournament, but on an organizational standpoint it was just not possible, or we would have to put Loic and Noah all day long the last weekend in here and have a sauna, and I mean that was just not possible to do, because even then it would have taken too long to put 15 games in one day, because then it would have been 30 games that they would have to showcase, and even after 3 games of casting you're pretty tired, and if you have to do 5 in a day, that's like the maximum one can handle. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, but we will at least get replays of every game for next year, so everybody gets the same chance to watch the players play or watch their enemies play. Don't look at me like that, Francois. We will do that, okay? We will make it possible somehow.
Everything is possible if you want to.
So yeah, now we have the correct pick. We have Swain and Swain.
Swain and Swain and Swain and Swain.
Swain is Wayne. No, Wayne is not a champion.
But that's actually interesting. Swain in the bot lane. I haven't seen. I have heard of it, but I haven't seen any Swain in the bot lane. So I'm happy to see what it's going to be and how it's going to look.
So we have a pretty nice, interesting discussion in the chat going on right now, with if Xayah is the stronger champion or Rakan if picked individually.
I think Rakan.
Why do you think Rakan?
He has so much. He is de-engaged too. He is de-engaged too. I think he has one of the best engages in the game right now.
But he has a very strong engage, that's true, but he also is very squishy. He cannot be your only engage that you have on your team.
No, but he can jump in and immediately jump out. Or he jumps from back line to front line, then stun the enemy and then jump back into the middle of your team.
Yes,
you know.
He has a very strong ultimate to engage, of course.
He can dash 3 times. The knock up and then the save back from the shield. He can heal. He has a shield on himself. He has a charm. I think he's one of the best supports design wise, in my opinion. I like Rakan. I really like him. Yeah, he's fancy, but his engage is just nice. You can poke with W or Q. It's how you want to. You want to engage actually. If you want to poke with W, then you hit your W and auto attack Q and you jump back. So you put a whole rotation to just poke the enemy. And if you get stunned or CC'd or interrupted on the first dash of your shield, you can dash a second time. So it's even. So it's pretty safe to jump in, poke, and then jump out.
But I think the question is not if Rakan is a strong champion or if Xayah is a strong champion, because both champions have their kits and have pretty solid kits in my opinion. I think the question is whether who is depending more on the other one. And there I would definitely give the point to Rakan.
Rakan
because
gets two.
Rakan can be is more like a. I think Rakan is less depending, and maybe that's because Xayah is an AD carry, and an AD carry is always depending on a support.
If you look, Xayah doesn't get anything if she's with Rakan. Rakan gets all the buffs. You see, Xayah activates W, so the W also goes to the effect, more damage goes to Rakan if he auto attacks. So it's a buff for Rakan. And if Xayah and Rakan is on the field, Rakan's E range is also bigger. So it's more that Rakan gets more buffs if Xayah is in the game than Xayah gets from Rakan, if you see what I mean.
We've just been asked what elo we are. What elo are you?
Well, I don't play ranked actually since I guess 1 year or so. But I was plat when I stopped playing ranked, and so I guess
I've never been that high.
no.
I'm completely honest with you. I also didn't play ranked since. Yeah. Well, actually, I got ranked this season, didn't I? No, I'm only ranked in TFT.
There I'm iron. I'm so good that I'm iron. No, I don't play TFT actually.
No, in TFT I'm gold 2. But TFT is not league. It's a whole other game. In league I was, I think, silver 1 or something like that. In my best time where I played the most. The thing is, with university and everything, and league also not being like my most favorite game to play myself, I don't really play a lot. I mean, I watch League of Legends a lot, but I don't play it because, yeah, I just don't like playing League of Legends. It's so salty, at least in my elo, and then there's no motivation to really climb up, and yeah.
That's
There's other
why
games.
I don't play ranked.
There's other games that I'm having more fun with. And I have to click on the game. Wow!
Okay. Well,
Oh, I don't have to pay. How get I rid of that?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
everything broke.
Okay. Our RG assistant just breaking everything apart in here. We are very professional, guys. Very professional.
Well, it's pretty small here, so.
So yeah, but we are not seeing any crazy invades this time around. Everybody just being on their standard positions for the start of the game. Nocturne actually starting blue buff, which is kind of normal for a Nocturne, I believe.
And then we see the new Rakan skin.
However, he does not get
Fancy.
a good pull there. I mean, top lane pull is also always kind of tricky for both, because Ornn loses farm and time on his lane, and
They didn't pick Ornn to win lane.
true, also true, because Pantheon has a stronger lane anyways, but yeah, still he loses time and farm, and but Silas is starting red buff as well, so top lane, so it doesn't matter at all. And why did I even talk about it if it doesn't matter? Okay!
And Ornn just started with the refillable potion. So I guess that he can just go back to the tower, activate his passive to get the item he wants, because he doesn't need the other things. And there you see the poke of Swain. Swain got changed too. Every time you pull someone, you pull out the soul of someone, you get healed, you get mana back, and you get 4. I don't know, is it 4?
Pantheon actually ungating with W onto the Ornn and already dealing a lot of damage with his Q. Ornn dropping very very low and might have to backward here. Well, actually he has a refillable potion and a Doran Shield, so he has a pretty good sustain. Ornn anyhow a champion with a kit that gives you good sustain. On the bot lane, however, we have a lot of action. Kai'Sa being ignited and going down from the level 2 engage right here, and Jhin flashing behind it with his forward auto attack to get the Rakan, but Rakan barely surviving under the tower.
There you see the comp of Swain Jin.
And now we have a TP actually on the bot lane. Kai'Sa TPing back onto the lane. But no further engages right here.
So they just lose the first blood gold. Well,
Yeah,
just
but Kai'Sa didn't lose a lot of farm. Rakan dropping very low, but dodging very well the W from Jin, I believe it is. Yeah.
But you have to see, they have a lot of...
Ooh, actually,
there's the guy
very
from
strong
Nocturne.
poke on Kai'Sa dropping very low, but Nocturne is coming in and Jin going down. That's actually not first blood. When would we have first blood?
as Kai'Sa died.
Ah, when Kai'Sa died on the bot lane. Right, I remember.
Well, she died, she TP'd back, and then there was the gank. They were too far ahead to get anything.
So
and
both
there's-
junglers meeting here at the
And-
blue buff, and Nocturne being far more dominant than Silas, getting him really, really low.
he's
However,
flashing out.
he has to flash due to the Syndra coming, and also
The Swain.
Swain was there.
So now we have the standard, back standard on the lanes.
Yeah, but
Top lane.
Silas loses quite a lot right now because he was not able to get his blue buff.
But they didn't steal it.
They didn't steal it. Nocturne was not able to steal it because Syndra was there, but he loses a lot of time. Because meanwhile, Nocturne is being able to either pull out a gank or get even more farm, take an easy backboard like he's doing right now. In the meantime, Silas had to back and couldn't back on his gold peak when he wanted to back, and he has to do the blue buff right now. In the meantime, a little bit of poking going on the top lane. On again dropping low on health, or not even low, but mid-life. But both of them being able to stay in their lane, and yeah, not much interesting happening there.
Just buying dong.
On crafting himself some items. On actually, again W and the stun from Pantheon dealing quite a lot of damage, but with the dash he should be pretty safe. And yeah, On actually being the only champion in League of Legends
Yeah.
with a pretty common mechanic that you have from Dota.
Yeah, the shop. There's
He's
also
the only
there's
one
also
that is able to shop while not having to go back to base.
there's also a god in Smite where you can send your I don't know what it is.
Are you talking about Dota or League of Legends right now?
No, Smite. The other MOBA. There are
Oh,
3 big MOBAs.
what? What is
Smite.
that? No, I know. You
It's-
mean
it's the third person?
you mean that Blizzard thingy?
No, that's Heroes of the Storm.
I know what Smite is, Loic. It's okay. I'm just kidding. Like, because no one knows Smite. No one really plays Smite.
There are a lot of players playing Smite though. It's the third biggest MOBA game.
But you cannot compare Smite to either League of Legends or Dota.
You talked about Dota where you can shop with the shop. What is the shop?
Yeah.
The animal.
I understand why you brought it up. But still, Smite is not a game to be taken serious.
What?
So anyhow, what you
Okay,
can see
I
in
guess.
this game is a lot slower. And both teams are not that greedy on kills like in the first quarter-final we had. So we have time to actually talk shit like this.
They play a lot safer right now.
Yeah. However, we have a small gold lead from Atra compared to Lions. And that is due to top lane farm, I would say.
And there comes Engage
From On and the TP from
TF.
TF,
and the ult from
Nocturne, and actually we have 3 people on top lane right now.
And
TF dropping
yes,
very low,
nice gank.
tower dive being successful, Nocturne just barely not dying, that last tower shot going to On, and yeah.
Was a nice setup.
3rd kill from Lions here. However, with the gold lead from Pantheon, because of the better farm, also Syndra having a very small farm advantage right now in the mid lane because TF went up on the top lane. What did I want to say? Yeah, that they are still even in gold.
Yeah, but I think Simba gets the plate soon. So it's pretty even right now.
Okay. The air is actually being very thin in here and
I just got texted that I should.
Yeah, but punch me why? I don't really see.
I think about the Smite thing, but I don't.
Are you guys playing Smite or what?
I played it.
Actually, is your brother playing Smite?
I don't know,
Oh.
but it's fun to play. It's another game. It was fun.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. You can do a lot of things. Everything is a skill shot. And there comes the gang from Pantheon.
Pantheon with a nice ultimate on the mid lane. Ultimate from Syndra already bursting a lot of damage, and the Silas just coming on 2k as the steal. To kill the steal! Oh my god, learn to talk, man! Fuck!
You're too tired, I guess.
Yeah, there's the air in here.
Can we fast switch? Does that work? Do we have that in plan?
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Actually, I've been told during the break to scream more and hype more, and that's so bringing me out of concept right now because I'm always thinking like, you have to scream, man, you have to scream. And then I only talk shit. So yeah, Silas at the Crocs right now. Nocturne, clearing some wards, getting some vision. Smite is a summoner spell. That is indeed correct. And we have this gank attempt from Airtwa Esport on the top lane, but Silas quickly deciding to go back because Ornn is in good position, pretty safe.
They see
bot lane,
damage.
actually Rakan getting a lot of poke right here from that small engage from Swain. And they are starting the dragon, and it's actually a fire dragon, so that's pretty interesting.
No, it's an Earth Dragon.
It's an Earth Dragon?
It's an Earth Dragon.
Okay. I saw that wrongly. It's of course an Earth Dragon that they are doing, and yeah. Ultra Esport not even contesting that one, but just giving it up.
And now Nocturne is ulting, and Rakan's ulting to the flash.
We have
into the engage.
TF also coming in with the ultimate. Two people already going down, Nocturne and Rakan, and we are fighting in the Dragon Pit. Syndra hammer down on the other side, Kai'Sa being very very low,
And
Jhin ultimate hitting and getting the double kill for Jhin.
That was a good fight for esports. They just re-engaged after the dragon is taken, so they get 2 kills out of it, but lost 1, so it's 2 for 1.
Pantheon engaging on the Ornn, however this matchup we have seen quite a few times right now, and I think it's pretty safe to say that it does not end in a kill. But yeah, very interesting team fight right here. Aeritri Esport slowly getting themselves an advantage in this game, and that's actually something I did not expect. I mean, we have been told that Aeritri Esport is strong, but I thought Lions would be stronger.
Well, let's see. I think it's a win when there is a victory screen, I guess.
But maybe they have just an overrated favorite position in this tournament. So yeah, Rakan. Actually, the bot lane from Lions now switching onto the top lanes. So we have a lane switch right here. Not because they cleared bot tower already, but yeah.
Because they took dragon and there's nothing to take, so they can contest with a man advantage on top side for the Rift Turret.
Oh,
but
actually,
there was a good
that's very
steal
possible.
from Swain's W to get the Scuddler.
However, on the other hand, we have Ultra Esport copying that play, so both bot lanes actually now being on the top lane, and that's of course because Rift Herald is the next big target we are gonna see fights about, and Ultra is already pinging that one. The enemy blue buff being taken by
And
Twisted
Jin
Fate.
is
Of course,
trying to get again.
hard
and
engage on Jin, and he's actually down. And
he overstayed. He wanted to clear the ward to get a little bit more vision, but Nocturne and the Jin, the Rakan engage just was too hard, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
Lions
they-
actually has a very interesting comp here with Nocturne and TF being able to always gank together in lane and get a 3-on-1 advantage or 3-on-2 advantage like in just a second.
It's pretty focused on the early game. So you get your advantage out of the early game from the ganks. You have always one man up.
Yeah.
If you have Nocturne or TF ganking your lane, they can gank from pretty far.
So yeah, Rift Herald being the next objective but not being touched yet. And Lions already having the first Earthquake, so that's giving them a small advantage. And Lions is actually a team known for their capacity to play very well around objectives. And now slowly getting into mid game, that of course is a skill that is pretty useful. If you know when and where to take your objectives and surprise the other team with it. I actually remember the finals from last year where Lions strategy was to basically take Baron every time at 20th minute. And games back then were not that fast than they are today, but they often only ended after 25th minute. So it was very very strong to already have that Baron at 20th minute, and it was basically always surprising.
There comes the
enemies
engage for
and game
more.
ending. Big engage here from on Nocturne immediately following up. Swain and Syndra already being down, and Silas and Jin having to disengage right here. And yeah, that was a very fast party going on, and Lions just fast taking out 2 people. And this might be a good opportunity to get the Rift Herald right now. Here, Silas poking a bit. Pantheon actually going in, and they hope for 3-on-3 here. Rakan dropping very very low, but he has done his job. He has put his belts and CC.
And
Oh!
the Q from Jin just kills the Rakan. There comes the ult from Rakan. Can he
No,
kill?
on flash out of
Oh!
it, but
The
Kaiser
last
however going
hit
down to
with
the ultimate.
crit
Very quick change of
events.
Yeah, Silas dropping very very low and dying due to the red buff right here. That is very unfortunate. On the other hand, we
Yeah,
have
that
Twisted
too.
Fate down to the Pantheon, and on very very low as well, going down. Nocturne now with a lot of damage on both of, or
Can you
actually
get
3 of them, and
can you outplay them? No.
oh,
And Jin just gets the kill. Another stack of his harvest, soul harvester.
So what was that? This was just fighting all, like this was a really long team fight, and people even got back up and died again during their team fight.
Yes, but Ethereal Esports came ahead of this.
Yeah, actually they did, and it would have been the better option for Lions, I think, to after they won 5-3. I mean they got 2 kills, so the team fight ended 2-0. They should have moved as a team towards the Rift Herald, I think. Which, by the way, in the meantime also got made by somebody.
No. Yes.
Well, it's not on the
Nocturne-
map anymore,
it's
so
it's
someone
already
has
dead.
done it in all of this
Nocturne
chaos.
has it in his pocket. That you can see in the middle. Nocturne already did it.
Okay,
So it was done before, so that was actually okay to fight there again.
so that would have been, that was explained the re-engage from RT Esport, which are now 1k gold ahead, so basically nothing, because Lions still has the Rift Herald and will get a pretty free tower with it.
And they have a lot of farm advantage. The Nocturne has 40 farm more than the Silas.
Yeah.
Actually a lot. In the jungle. He's also ahead two levels.
Yeah,
For the
Nocturne.
smite fight, it's actually pretty good for Lions.
And Nocturne also being a jungler who scales very very well with items, you really want him to get some gold.
Yeah, but I think he gets weaker in the late game. Because if you dash in,
Yeah.
you die. And if you don't get 1 or 2 kills before you die, it's you just a hit.
Yeah. But with the Kai'Sa and the Twisted Fate, I believe they have a pretty secured late game, so they don't have to worry about that much. Because Sinva also later in the game will not be able anymore to burst anyone with her ultimate, so she also drops very heavily into the late
she
game.
She just bursts down the Nocturne and it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, for the mid game. But later on, Nocturne will be able to build some magic resistance, maybe a Hex Twinkle, and then Syndra will not be able to do much with her ultimate to Nocturne or basically anyone.
There comes the Jhin ult for the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and why is the camera keeping on the Jhin? Oh, actually, because he gets engaged by Nocturne and TF and dying immediately
There
to
comes
that.
the Pantheon, the On ult.
Nice ult from Makan here also, doing a lot
Sylas is
of
going
killing
down.
the Silas here. And also
down
Pantheon
too.
going down under his own tower. And Lions, again, with a pretty strong engage. And now, don't waste it, guys. Don't go in too long. Just decide that it's over now. Go take some tower. Don't overstay again.
That was actually a good team fight. Lions came back. They are now even in kills, even in gold. Now the game is pretty open again for both sides.
Well, this game was open all the time.
Yes.
So yeah, we have Baron spawning right now, and Rift Herald still not being used, so
it went away.
it went away. Which is quite unfortunate because they lost a lot to get this Rift Herald, and now not even using it seems like a pretty solid waste. Or did it get used on the top lane because they have top lane tier 1
No, they took down the top tower before.
without the Rift Herald?
Yes.
Okay.
With tower didn't get used.
So yeah, pretty unfortunate for them there. Etro Esport already pinging the Baron and slowly moving towards that objective, maybe trying to get some vision around it. For the rest, yeah, a little downtime in this game. Everybody's farming.
You just wait for the next.
Oh, and we have a Nocturne ultimate going in onto the Silas, which is dropping mid-life and very fast, very low, very strong. But the entire team of Airtra Esport coming in to protect the Nocturne, to kill the Nocturne and protect the Silas. Nocturne going down, TF also being very low and not being able to outplay the enemies. Pantheon getting the kill on him. And Pantheon immediately engaging afterwards with his ultimate on the Rakan on the mid lane. But this is not ending into a kill. However, Airtra Esport is in a very good spot to start a Baron now.
Yes. They have won everything up. And the jungler is down for 12
The
seconds.
jungler and the mid laner is down, so they have lost already a lot of their damage. And Rakan also doesn't have his ultimate, which can be very strong in the Baron pit.
No one has the ultimate.
Yeah, now he does not have it anymore. So yeah, they are going in, however, and Silver going down immediately. However, Airtra Esport now turning onto them. The TP from TF actually coming in, but not being able to hit his Q on the kite. No, on the who's running away there.
So Jhin is dead, I guess. Yeah. Bap.
Yeah, Jhin is
And
pretty low, still getting out his 4th shot, so a lot of damage there, but oh, Pantheon catching the Nocturne, and Nocturne actually almost killing both of them,
He
but
just
only
killed
being
one
able
of
to
them.
silence. However,
The Baron
we have
is
TF being behind them, and maybe the Baron was too greedy.
or they didn't concentrate a lot.
I mean, the engage from Lions there was perfectly timed with the TP from
TF
coming
good.
in,
Like,
taking the mid tower right now, and also cancelling the TP right there. Oh no. No. Yeah, cancelling the TP from.
cancel TP anymore.
If you destroyed
The tower.
the tower,
Yes,
it
then
gets
then
cancelled.
then it's
But
cancelled.
it did not get cancelled because Pantheon appeared on the lane, so he was there just before the tower died.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a TF ult used to scare them away from the dragon. So we are concentrating on the Infernal Dragon here. On changed his summoner spell to barrier. And we see a normal setup of wards.
Yeah, a lot of vision clearing right here, tempting or
The dragon
baiting
dance.
baiting the dragon and baiting the enemy team, of course, with that. Blue buff being taken now by Syndra, I believe.
Yes.
Or at least it would be the most
Syndra
useful on Syndra. So yeah, basically both teams really building up a tense intention here on this Drake. Both teams want to go for that Drake, and now the ping comes from Lions to go to Baron. However, they are being engaged by A3 Esport right now,
Here comes the
and
back engage.
here comes the counter engage from Lions, from Nocturne, going into the backline.
Nice
Rakan, nice charm on all of them. Syndra ultimate completely wasted onto Kai'Sa, I believe. And yeah, Kai'Sa going down, however. And the camera is
Yes.
not going
Nothing happened.
cool with Jin. But okay. Yeah. TF going
And
down right here, and On also should be able to save himself under the tower here. But that was a better outcome for for A2 Esport, who won this team fight 3-1.
And they're going to take the dragon now. Because
Yeah, of course. I mean, Nocturne is still up.
Oh,
Oh my
he
god!
stole it with
And he
the
steals it
Q.
with the Q!
Silas was too sure. And he just
What?
stole it with a Q.
This is something that should not happen on this level. You should not get your
He didn't even
dragon
smite.
stealed with the Q. He didn't even smite. But still, I mean, yeah. The Q of Nocturne does not deal that much damage.
Well,
So yeah, it was perfectly timed. And he didn't even have vision on it.
he had vision. There was a ward.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. But
The
still,
ward just expired after the dragon died.
but still, like, why don't you...
They
I
were
mean,
too short.
If I know enemy jungler is up, I'm at least putting my red trinket. I'm at least disabling the ward that would give him vision.
They didn't know that it was warded.
Yes, but that's why you have red trinkets, to find out if it's warded.
Well, maybe they didn't think about it, so it got stolen.
So yeah, too confident right there, I went to Esport, and yeah, Fire Dragon being stolen, and that's a few % more damage for Team Lions. So now, next objective will of course be Baron that is gonna be played around, and everybody, every team's already setting up their vision, making sure they have a good spot for that next objective and that next fight. Ultra Esport pushing out both bot and top, or actually pushing out all three lanes, and Nocturne going in for the engage on Syndra. Syndra going with the clock against it, and yeah, that was a desperate ultimate. Yeah, so no help from her team there. She is just being...
There's the engage on Kai'Sa, no on Rakan.
No,
Okay.
Pantheon actually engaging Rakan, disengaging with his ultimate from this situation. Even though they are in the better spot right now. Oh, Nocturne actually being rooted here and the fourth shot putting him into his GA, which he has very early by the way, and still going down. However, FP Esport now coming back to the mid lane where the rest of Lions is waiting for them. Nocturne, no, Silas actually copying the Nocturne ultimate. Kai'Sa immediately going down. On dropping very very low, getting rooted now, pulled in by Silas and dies as well.
Now Hydra Esports is going for the Baron because Nocturne is dead. So 3 members of Lions are dead and they are now going to take the...
I mean, they are in a pretty good position to start a Baron now. But they were before. And Lions were still able to put up a very good team fight and get back into this game. So we will see, but this Baron is dropping health very very fast. TF however coming in with his ultimate and the rest of the team moving towards them. No, TF actually just goes top lane, but he wanted to fear them as long as he could.
And there's the Baron going. No Nocturne to steal it, no TF to steal it.
So yeah, but TF is now in a very bad spot. I mean, entire T-Rex can collapse onto him. Syndra already doing it, however, being very very low from the TF, but TF dying of course in that position, and Aethra should now go for a backport.
So Ifra is now ahead with the Baron. Let's see how their Baron power play will be.
Yeah, well, I mean, getting a Baron is a very very strong tool, and to push out the lanes actually. And also with their combo, they can send Pantheon to the side lane and go for 4 person on mid lane or bot lane and split up.
I think they're going to do a 1-3-1. Sending Syndra on the top lane to push it out.
But what I'm asking myself is if they should.
Yes.
Wow.
So you have the Baron buff on 3 lanes.
Yes, I understand the reason why you would do a 1-1. But against a combo like Nocturne TF, which can immediately go onto your lane.
Yes. If you, they have to concentrate on 1 lane. So if you
so you basically sacrifice 1 lane to push.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you lose 1 tower.
Because that's exactly what happens now. They sacrifice Syndra and should be able to get bot lane tower on the other hand.
That's the thing of the 1-3-1.
Yeah, TF and Nocturne coming back however now, but they will not be able to fight anymore before Inhib tower is going down. And now we will see what they are able to do to this inhibitor. Should be not too much though. I mean, Jhin engaging the fight now right here, but not being able to deal much damage to Ornn, who already has 3 armor items. Kai'Sa being rooted from the Jhin. Silas going in on him. Kai'Sa being very low and
Kai'Sa's
ignited.
Oh,
re-engaging the Kai'Sa actually. And with the shield being able to survive.
Shut down.
So yeah, Silas going down, and that means Airtrade Esport might have to retreat right here.
Yeah, but they got the inhib, so that's fine for them.
Yeah.
Baron should be going too. The Baron buff, I mean, soon.
Yes, I don't think so. I mean, they will at least get the mid lane tower now as well. And now they will retreat anyways. And after that, yes, Baron buff should be gone.
But what do they get? 2 towers on bot lane, 1 on mid lane, 1 inhib.
But yeah, that was a pretty solid Baron power play, because they are in a 3k gold lead now. That they weren't before. That they didn't have before. Before they were even lacking some gold. I think behind Lions with way better farms, especially for Nocturne in jungle. And
they have super minions on bot lane.
And they got a bot lane inhibitor, of course.
Yes.
And what is very interesting, as we were talking about the game getting faster and faster last game, this game is actually already in its 30th minute. And we are slowly getting to the point where you could call it a late game.
Yes, every lane spawns the cannon minions now at the 30th minute, so you can siege better. So every wave there's a cannon minion.
Yes, but I actually wanted to think about... okay, we have an engage right here. Nocturne and TF already ulting in. Yeah, somebody in... Oh my god. Jin coming out of the GA and dying immediately. Silas also just sacrificing himself. Sindra going down. A very good team fight for Lions right here. And this might be their comeback into the game. Killing 3 members of Ultra Esport.
And getting the
And
shutdowns.
however, losing none. And yeah, one of them has to back to actually defend the bot lane, where the super minions are doing a great job at pushing, of course. But in the 4v2 situation, they could get an advantage if Nocturne is not going to die in this situation. But it doesn't look like it. It doesn't like he's whipping
And,
Pantheon apart. On the other hand of the fight, we have Swain barely surviving with his ultimate, but the Lion still chasing him. Oh, and Pantheon going hard on the... Oh my god!
Oh, and Nocturne
Very
got
close
the
fight
kill.
because...
Oh my
fight
God.
because... not because, but between Nocturne and Pantheon, and Nocturne getting out ahead. What do you want to say?
I just want to say that the Sterex of Pantheon didn't get triggered because Nocturne didn't do enough damage as burst,
Mm-hmm.
but DPS everything. So the Sterex didn't proc. If it would proc, I guess Pantheon would have won the fight, but it was actually close.
Yeah.
So there's the
So yeah, again engage coming from the Nocturne on ultimate, hitting both targets, and Silas and Sindra going down immediately, and Jin also dropping very low here. Kai'Sa as well on the other hand. Jin having to flash out of here, but again, I mean, this was just a copy paste from the last fight, and this is a very strong engage Team Lions has right there, and they are starting the second round of this game. Ultra Esport, of course, wanting to fight about this one, but without a jungler, without a mid laner,
and
this might
they
be
got
a
it.
very stupid idea.
And they didn't have smites, and they got it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we have Lions with the Baron buff, and they are already in a short or in a small gold lead. Pantheon coming in to take the Ornn out right here, but I don't think he has enough
Ornn is too tanky.
damage.
Yeah, because also from the spell book.
So yeah, as good as Aetva's position was a few minutes ago, now it looks very good for Lions, who have a Baron fight, whose inhibitor is back up, so they don't have to worry about the bot lane that much anymore, and they can set up a good push now.
Swain looks so tanky. Damn.
And they are definitely able to go for a 1-3-1 or a 2-2-1 actually, as they have so many global ultimates with Nocturne and Twisted Fate, that they still can be active in any fight they might get involved to.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Lions are back ahead. If there's almost Pantheon is almost full build.
They also have a lot of good pushers in their team. Nocturne very strong at taking down towers. Twisted Fate with the Lich Bane actually also being very strong at taking down towers.
Yeah,
Kai'Sa
pusher.
also a lot of attack speed, very strong at taking down towers. So yeah, they should use this Baron buff now to get some towers. However, they decide to get an Ocean Drake. I mean, why not? It's always a cool thing to have, especially if you already have 2 other Drakes. So yeah.
Yes, it gives you sustain to siege a bit.
They stay very grouped right here, and I wonder if Lions is looking for another engage. Because they are definitely the ones giving the speed right now, giving the
pace.
the pace. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so they just push up. Top is being pushed by minions, so it's going down to 2. Lions minions are stronger than minions of Ifra. There's just going to wave clear.
Mid lane tower
Here's one
is
hit.
actually being very, very low, so
TF is still
they
pushing
will
bot.
at least get this tower, but then it would have been a very weak Baron if they are only able to take out 1 mid lane tower. And the time on the Baron is of course running out. So yeah, TF now TPing onto the top lane where he might as well want to get that tier 1 tower. And now they are in the typical
Tier 2.
1-3-1, tier 2, sorry. And now they are in the typical 1-3-1 push constellation. But however, breaking up that as well to get some backports.
Well, they I think they have a lot of gold in their backpack,
Yes, I do understand that.
and
but on the
Baron
other
buff
hand,
is
gone.
gone. Yes.
I don't really see what the communication in Lions was at that point. I mean, what was their objective to go for? I mean, okay, they got an Ocean Drake pretty much for free, and they got tier 2 mid lane and top lane tower.
That's actually, and they got the bot lane tower. They got 3 towers out of the Baron.
Did they also get a tower on on bot lane? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're already in the 40th
Then
minute.
it was not that bad.
It
Yes.
was actually good. 3 towers is it's a lot. They are 6-6 on towers. They have 4k gold lead. They have the 2 dragons. They actually matter
Yes.
because Ocean Dragon doesn't really matter if you in a team fight.
But
in a
it
team
does
fight,
give
if
you
you're pushing
it does
the
give you
Earth
good
and the
sustain
Inferno
though.
Dragon are better.
It does give you a good sustain, but I don't know. I believe with being the better team at the moment, anyways, they could have gotten more out of this.
Well,
Also, it feels like they could have gotten more out of this.
they decided to play defensive as before.
Yeah.
Playing defensive is not always the good choice, but sometimes it's the better choice.
Yeah, but I don't really see what they are waiting for right now. You know,
Well,
they have a strong
Kaiser's full
peak
build.
now, so I don't see why they wait.
Kaiser is full build. Nocturne is full build. On has 1 slot, but decided to put their wards in the slot. Pantheon got a QSR, so he's almost full build too.
Yeah, but that looks similar on the other hand, so
Syndra is going for the Morello Monicon. Silas has also 1 slot. Jin is full build with 100% crit.
and Nocturne now has the Maw of Malicious, so he has that very strong spell shield, which will help him a lot actually against Syndra and Silas to poke that, to counter the burst potential from them. So yeah. Both teams know, I mean, why do we see less fighting right now? Is because both teams know
They are waiting
If
for.
we have a
Baron.
bad engage now. If we die now stupidly, we will lose.
Yes. Yes. Now it's going to be the setup for Dragon, and I think Elder Dragon is spawning.
Yeah. Alta Esport being in a small level disadvantage, but it should not be that relevant.
Yeah, Elder Dragon is spawning in 3 seconds. But you can send your AD carry to just solo the Elder Dragon. At this point of the game, you can just solo
To
it.
solo the AD carry?
The AD carry can solo the Elder Dragon.
You sure?
Yes.
Even a Jin
Yes.
with no attack speed?
Yes. Because he what? Are you trolling me? Jin can't. The attack speed goes to.
So yeah.
Well,
We have
they took-
Nocturne being taken out from L2 Esport here on the bot lane.
And they
on
got
the
Elder
other hand-
Dragon and Baron. You see, that was this. The split up was. They had to decide. Each esport had to decide: do we kill Nocturne and get the Elder Dragon, or
Nocturne actually re-engaging here on the Silas and getting him out easily of the game.
and this is going to
now
be the push.
They have the Elder Dragon, they have Baron, and they have another inhibitor. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Lions is in a very, very good spot now, and H3 Esports needs a very, very good play now to get back into this game. Wow, Zinra just getting deleted
Yeah, late game.
from TF.
Late game. Blue card.
That's the second inhibitor for Team Lions, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we are gonna have our second semi-finalist in just a few seconds. Okay, maybe a few more seconds, but yeah, the Nexus
It's
should
gonna
be
be the
going
last
down
fight.
soon. At Esport still trying to engage, but what the fuck? Jin is just getting destroyed in the base. Pantheon as well, dropping
And
very
there's
low here, and
the end.
that's the end.
And Lion won the game after 44 minutes with a 9k gold lead. It's actually a fun game to
This
watch.
was a very fun game to watch, a very fun game to commentate. It was a very long and intense game, and yeah, I'm excited to see more of that. Yeah, big thanks to both teams for this performance. I mean, really exciting. So yeah, we have a third game, however, which will be between Z-Man and TSK, and this one will have in like 10 minutes or so. So please, guys, give us a short break. I know we're a bit behind schedule, but still, we need to let in some fresh air. And yes, we are gonna be back in around 10 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the quarterfinals of the Kinepolis Legends Cup. As you can see, I have a new face sitting right next to me. Yeah, we decided to have a little caster switch for the last game, as both of us are also going to cast the finals, and you cannot be there tomorrow, unfortunately. So we thought like maybe it would be a good idea to have a little. How do you say?
A little warm up,
A little warm, a little practice.
a little synchronized.
Yeah, but we
practice.
should be pretty synchronized by
that
now.
should be no problem. So,
I know.
but I think everybody's set up. We need a few more seconds, and then we'll be going right into the champ select, and then we'll get started with the match, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, we are having Lions against Team Z-Man. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we are.
No,
Team
not
Slick
Lions.
2 against Z-Man.
Team Slick 2 actually against Team Z-Man. Team Z-Man being the entire former roster of
Brussels Guardians.
Brussels Guardians. So we have players with actually quite a lot of professional experience here against Team Slick, who is one of the few organizations or pretty renamed organizations from Luxembourg with more or less professional League of Legends team. So yeah, we also saw them during the Baron Fight finals, where they unfortunately lost to Team Impact, the wild card that we are also going to see play tomorrow in the second semi-final. I
And
believe.
if Team Slick 2 were to win this match, we would actually have a rematch between Team Impact and Team Slick. So that would be interesting, but I guess we'll have to see how this game pans out.
Yeah.
Because we could also have a very interesting rematch, maybe between Lions if they win their semifinals and Z-Man if they go up to the finals, which would be a rematch from their own group phase and another rematch from last year's LGX.
Exactly, where Z-Man still played under the name of Brussels Guardians against Lions, and where Lions were able to take the best of 5, I think 3-0 against
3-0
them.
indeed.
So yeah, but however in the group phase, Lions lost to Z-Man. So a lot of improvement from Brussels Guardians, or former Brussels Guardians, now Z-Man, on that point.
Indeed. And as you can see, we're already in the champ select.
Yeah. Just something I want to say about the team still. Of course, when we talk about TSK, we talk about TSK2, and it would not actually be a rematch between TSK and Team Impact, because Team Impact won back the Baron fight against TSK1, but TSK1 does not exist anymore. Their roster just decided to leave. They fell apart. I don't know what happened there, but the TSK1 team does not exist anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's just TSK now actually, but we're still in our in the Baron fight moment a bit, I guess.
Yeah. Coming to this game now, we are having the champion select going on. From Team Slick, we have bans on Pantheon. We saw him last game. He was pretty solid, I believe.
He was also pretty solid last week actually. So I think in general a very solid pick. I
Yeah.
mean,
Not super OP, not super strong, but a very solid pick.
and very versatile too with some CC, pretty good bruiser, and quite a bit of mobility using his ultimate.
And on the other hand, we have Echo and Wenga being banned from Team Slick, and Lee Sin, who has got a buff last patch, and of course League has to buff Lee Sin before the Worlds, because Worlds without Lee Sin wouldn't be Worlds. We have Sivir and we have a Nico ban.
Well, also to point out, Echo got also buffed in the last patch, and his buff was actually quite good, I think.
Yeah,
his W got half a second up on the stun, which is, well, quite a bit actually, in my opinion. And also his shield is a lot stronger now. But to the picks, I'd say, the first few picks we've had here.
We had Urgot first pick actually.
Mm-mm. Well, I remember last week we had Urgot one game, and Urgot, once he gets, well, no, actually, even I think that Urgot did not have that good of a laning phase, but around the end of the game he had catched up quite a bit and was totally decimating the enemy lanes. He was pushing and pushing and pushing with non-stop, and he just took out whole lanes. Real bulldozer, this champion.
I mean, Urgot is a very strong champion when it comes to pushing stuff. But also with his shotgun mechanic around him, he has quite some burst, and he's just being tanky as well. So yeah, Urgot being a pretty solid champion since his rework. On the other hand, we have a Swain, a Graves, and a Yorick. And yeah,
well,
we might see a Swain bot lane again.
Yeah, once again, just like last game. Which, oh well, Z-Man actually, they're quite fond of their Swain bot lane. They had the Swain Cho'Gath combo bot lane last week.
Yeah.
On 2 occasions, 2 matches which they also won. And actually,
it looks like
they
will go for it again.
They will go for it again, and they had Swain Cho'Gath. Yorick was also picked. That was their match against Lions. However, they did not have Grace, but he was banned, if I recall correctly, on that game. So it seems like they're picking out, in my opinion. I think that's probably their favorite comp to play.
Yeah. On the other hand, we have TSK. Well, most of what I see there is not like too meta, but I believe they're playing kind of their comfort champions right there. But however, Zillion Wayne being a pretty solid bot lane.
Well, if Lulu is not the support.
Oh, if Lulu is not a support.
I think Zillion is gonna go mid lane, seems like, in my opinion.
Could be as well. Or Lulu mid lane is also a possibility. However, yeah. Wayne actually a very good pick against this comp, because with Yorick, Cho'Gath, and Swain you have 3 pretty tanky champions, and Wayne was always and will always be a good tank counter with his silver bolts, just ignoring armor.
Especially against a champion like Cho'Gath, who does basically stack on health using his ultimate. So
yeah. Also, Y being pretty strong jungler. Always good to pick out one target. And a jungler played a lot in solo queue, if I remember well. Yeah, but I'm excited to see what it will turn out in a tournament like this.
I love seeing Yorick being played, because I don't know, I always think it's so cool when he has his maiden app, and he's just got his maiden pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't give a crap about anything.
Yeah, also a very strong top laner when it comes to pushing, but Urgot does as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Who would you give that matchup to, Yorick against Urgot?
Based on the champs, I think Urgot has very solid champ against Yorick, because, well, Yorick's speciality is to swarm his enemies with his little ghouls, and I think Urgot is probably a very good pick against those. Well, with his shotgun mechanic, as you said, which can do quite a lot of damage right around him. So champ based, I'd say Urgot has more chances to win against the Yorick than Yorick against Urgot. But that's just on champ based. It always depends on the play in the end.
Of course. Also, I think it's a bit of a shame, however, if Urgot has to kind of waste his passive to the small minions of Yorick and not being able to really deal damage onto him. but we will see how that turns out. Another pick I want to point out that we haven't talked about right now is the Anivia. Being a very old champion, never got reworked, still having the very old kit she always had. But she seems like a champion that always comes back.
Well, I think Anivia is incredibly versatile. I mean, with her passive, she can survive quite well in the lane, because it gives her a second chance. I mean, it's basically a res, if you're not in too bad of a position, of course. And her wall can be used to such destruction if used well, but it can also be an incredible protection for her own teammates.
Yeah.
And while she has very big damage once she gets a few items. And
especially with the ultimate E combo, she also gets kind of a lot of burst. On the other hand, she has a lot of control. Most control mages do, in which category I would put her. Pretty strong pick there. Haven't been played in a while, or at least I haven't seen her in a while. And I'm really excited to see what the Anivia is going to be able to do. Is this the best of one? Yes, it is. And despite Wayne being a tank counter, if she gets CC'd once, she will die without doing anything, is being written in the chat. Of course, but Wayne does have, any AD carry being CC'd once will kind of die without doing anything. Wayne, however, is a very fast champion, so to say. Like with a Q and the attack speed move she gets from her ultimate and the invisibility she gets from her ultimate, I believe she's pretty well able to dodge CCs if she's well played, of course.
But the thing is, she can play around it if she gets to jump on the enemy. Because she has to... If she doesn't get to stun the enemy with her E, I think she's going to die very quickly to most of these champions. And I think Anivia is going to be quite the threat in that sense, because she does have quite a lot of CC. That's the button we're searching for.
It's
Come on.
Yeah, I should have learned that by now, shouldn't I?
But everything's set up now, and it seems like Z-Man is actually going for a pretty grouped start. And if they're lucky enough, they're gonna catch a Lulu who is very alone, using the advantage of the Tribush. And triggers a Cho'Gath Q hitting and a swing, and that's already a first blood. A very quick.
That was a fast first blood from Z-Man. And
Well, they actually got the first blood, and I think that was the first game we saw of them, where they also had Cho'Gath and Swain bot. And they instantly went to the Tribush, using the Q, Swain, and once you get hit by
I
this
saw
Cho'Gath
that game.
Q,
It was against Royal Family, I think.
And they also had one enemy there in the Tribush, and they eliminated it.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of gold for the Yorick, which is of course not gonna be mid lane, I believe. We should rearrange that.
Yes, we know Swain and Cho'Gath are bot lane, but I mean, in general, Anivia could be quite a threat to Bane.
Of course, with Q, if she is able to hit it though.
Yeah.
Which is on Vayne not that easy, because the Vayne can dodge, especially skill shots like the Q from Anivia, pretty well with her own Q. Pulling in the Vayne right there, Cho'Gath following up with her Q, and that's actually pretty good comp.
Against her,
or basically against anybody. To deal a lot of damage and CC, and in a combination with Graves, who comes in and deals tons of damage onto that CC, as Graves being a very damage heavy jungler.
Can get quite a few kills with that. And now we're to the top lane, and as typically known on the top lane, we have there it is, instantly dead.
Yeah.
Instantly dead. But yeah, and as always, every game they have this comp, they put a lot of pressure on their bot lane. A lot of pressure with that Cho'Gath Swain comp.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see it on the minimap that Wayne and Lulu have to retreat under their tower, and this might end in a heavy farm loss for Wayne if she's not able to farm very well under the tower. But even if she is, they will always be under pressure.
Because Cho'Gath has pretty good clearance. Well, he's not the one clearing, but that was a bit dumb to say.
Yeah. I'm not calling you dumb.
But they are always constantly under the threat of getting grabbed by the Swain and then instantly CC'd by Cho'Gath.
Yeah, and if then Waves comes to gank and joins the game, like Widows on the mid lane, going with a Q to the wall of Anivia, but yeah, not really connecting it.
Seems
actually
like
being
Nolan and
muted
on the
here
Vayne
from
gets
Swain, getting a lot of damage on the Vayne and not really being able to trade much in between.
In return.
In return, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Oh, and
So yeah, and now we have Graves coming down the first time, and he has a very good position there to position his Q against the wall.
A lot of damage, and Vayne goes down immediately. Once the Cho'Gath hits the spells, she went down.
Yeah. Lulu also very low right now, and Cho'Gath and Swain can push in this lane now and have a good backport with Wayne losing a lot of farm. Or they will go for the dive onto the Lulu, as Graves says. However, we have action on the top lane. Yorick having to escape to the enemy tower because the Y was ganking here.
And here comes the tower dive.
Lulu getting really low. They're not losing a lot of health right now. Graves flashing forward to get the kill here, and Wayne.
Yeah. Flash from Zillion.
Zillion coming down, and Nivea TPing down as well.
Does
And Urgot being in the backline, but he's so out of position there.
He's very out of position. He probably counted his teammates to come in, but yeah, everything was cool, man.
Wow. And that's another kill for Zime.
Yeah.
Who are 4-0 right now, and yeah.
With Graves having 2 of those kills. Getting quite a bit of gold. Going very far, getting hit by the Vi, getting...
Yeah, but Vi
bit
unfortunately
low.
doesn't have ultimate yet, so Anivia should be pretty safe, getting a Q up pretty soon. Oh, and she's even...
Emoting.
Okay. Okay. We will not call that a PM. But it kind of was. So yeah.
Now once again the game is still. And Vayne is trying to get back with the farm, but still does not quite catch up with Swain. He's already back on the lane to torture her even more.
Graves also actually being a very... Another jungler, just like Nocturne, who goes... On which gold goes very well, and which goes very well with items later on in the games. Getting more and more burst potential and more damage, and also being able to apply that damage very well.
And after some times he starts clearing his cams also really fast.
Yeah.
With the rebirths, especially Raptors and Wolves.
So yeah, most of the time you would say that kills would look better on other champions than junglers, but on junglers like Graves or Nocturne, it's totally fine if they get them. So
yeah, once again, Darley came back.
again, Wayne being pulled in, knocked up by Cho'Gath, and that is just such a strong combination of spells they have right there. Also with the silence, disabling Wayne to really get out very well. And that's Lulu just going down from that combo.
They just hit the Swain's grab and they put Vayne middle life. They just hit Swain's grab and they literally killed Lulu in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
It's a very
But
strong
is the
combo.
Swain grab actually a skill shot? It is. Wow.
I think so too.
Also, Swain alone already dealing a lot of damage to that Wayne. And Wayne has to... Well, okay. Y is coming to the bot lane now. However, she is level 6. So she could try to get in range for an ultimate. However, Cho'Gath is coming. Graves is also around. And Aniva is moving as well. So they should be very... Oh, Anivia got seen. So yeah, that kind of disarms the situation.
Graves too. I think there was a ward in there.
Yeah, they also saw Graves now, so either they will stick to the tower, or they should try to get out of there.
But they need to be very careful because once these 3 champs are there, they even under the turret they cannot do much to defend themselves because their burst is just gigantic. The 3 of them.
Oh, Yorick right here, going against the Urgot, but yeah, Urgot just being able to disarm the spells or the little minions of Yorick pretty well. What I wanted to say about the bot lane is that I am really feeling sorry for that Wayne. I mean, Z-Man is keeping up so much pressure on that bot lane. I would hate to have to play a classic AD carry in this game or against this combo, because you always have to be on the you always have to pay attention basically, and you can never just chill and farm. And now we have
Cho'Gath
Zilean getting a lot of damage and Cho'Gath just eating him up, eating the old man with the clock on the back, just eating him.
Instantly silenced him and took him down. He wasn't even able to save himself. At this
Yeah,
point.
and now we have Zeman moving around the enemy bot lane jungle. Just
Vayne
like
getting
it's
a lot
nothing.
of
Wayne getting a lot of damage from Graves and just dying right here. Wow.
Yeah, now Lulu alone can definitely not do anything. She's getting zoned under her 2nd tier turret. While Swain seems to be pushing the lane and
Yeah.
ready to put a bit of damage on the turret here.
But already, if you look at the farm disadvantage on Wayne, there you can see what I mentioned earlier. This pressure you have all the time as an AD carry on this bot lane. You can't chill, and that will affect your farming skills, and you will get less farm, of course, because you cannot go forward and take the wave.
We have here a TP from Zilean as Vi is also coming in.
And splitting up Zeman very well, but all of Zeman's champions are champions that can go very well alone. Cho'Gath being very low and with the bomb on his head, he's going to die. Zilean escaping very low life.
Swain
going down as well.
Finally, we have Graves as the sole survivor of their team, but he's still he was going a bit farther.
Yeah, so he should be patient here and play with attention. But yeah, he should be pretty safe. And that was the first few kills for TSK, and actually also a very good play.
A very beautiful play because they did definitely not see the Zilean TP coming.
No, and with his 2 bombs, he put just in the middle. He was able to split up Zeman into 3 directions, which got him a free kill on Spain basically, and which is also why they were able to take out Cho'Gath so fast and so easily. Who, of course, as a support is not getting really tanky really fast.
Yeah, however, he is getting the kills. So
Yeah.
there's still that.
And he also is dealing a lot of damage, not to forget.
Yeah,
With his
yeah.
Q and silence, he is doing quite a lot of damage.
And while he is building more damage items for now, except for his support item. And it seems like Z-Man decided to switch their mid lane with their bot lane also. Putting this Shogun on the mid lane while Anivia had to keep up on the bot.
Yeah, I don't think that's a solid switch they want to go with all the time now, but yeah. So Dragon coming up, second Dragon actually coming up in a few seconds. Yeah, in 12 seconds, and it's going to be an Infernal Drake. So that's definitely an objective that wants to be taken, and that I believe Z-Man is already looking for.
Yeah. And it seems they have dewatered the area pretty well, but TSK does have a hunch there.
Yeah, but
It's
they were
very close, but they
on it.
do get
White
it.
going in but does not get it, and is taking out Cho'Gath, however going down as well. Urgot putting a lot of damage onto this Graves, and Graves however taking down the Urgot with his ultimate and Q combo. Wayne coming in now from behind, taking out the Graves, being able to escape again, but Lulu, you are in a very bad spot there, and even though you get a zillion ultimate, you don't have your flash up, so you are just going to die in this pit. What did you say? Sorry?
Yeah, I said practically the same.
Okay.
That she was gonna die.
So yeah, that's another Drake for Team Z-Man, and actually 4 kills? 3 kills? 4 kills? A lot of kills for Team Z-Man, and they are only losing the Graves, so very good trade for them, and giving them a very good advantage.
Very strong edge right now. And I think actually that switch they did is just to put a lot of pressure on another tier 1 turret.
Yeah.
I think that's the sole goal of the Swain Cho'Gath comp.
In the mid lane. Also, they are closer to the Rift Herald, who is going to come up in just a few seconds.
Indeed.
You can see the Rift Herald in this time. There you go. Okay. But still, it should spawn in like 10 seconds. If I'm not mistaken.
You like some cheese?
We have also Graven mid lane, really putting the pressure on the first tier turrets.
Yeah, and Nivea joining as well here, and they really want a tower. Why you don't want to queue in there?
Yeah.
Nivea with the ultimate doing a lot of damage, and Swain with the pullback on Y, and yeah.
She just disappeared at this point. Ooh. They're now trying to
going for
catch
the
up.
Lulu.
Ooh, stop it,
Nice
Lulu.
wall
Totally.
right there, and that's the Q not hitting, but
the
it
rest
doesn't
didn't.
matter. Again, a resurrection on a Lulu that should
First
be
wall,
dead
Minion, but still
anyways.
dies.
Yeah.
And they can now easily take the first tier turret
They
on
just
the mid
have
lane
so
too.
much CC.
Now we have Yorick coming in to take out Zillion, who's out of ult because of the
Yeah.
Lulu situation. And he goes down quickly, as does the first middle turret.
Yeah, and now Wayne, even with ultimate, she's not able to do a lot, just going down under her own tower. Swain being very low, but pretty safe. As he's a champion that can heal up very, very well. And yeah, Z-Man now going for the retreat, having taken again a few kills and another objective.
And they're now 10k gold ahead even.
Yeah.
And it seems like the top turret has also fallen a bit earlier. Which is not a big surprise considering the push power of Yorick. However, Urgot seems to be having quite a hard time against Yorick. Contrary to my prediction before.
Yes, he has. Indeed. And what I wanted to point out is that Z-Man of course is making the safe map where Team Slick can move around without being catched even smaller and smaller, and now with every tier 1 tower already being down so early on, they can not only take objectives like Rift Herald, with Team Slick having to go out of their comfort zone pretty far, but they also can just invade the enemy jungle. And yeah, Team Slick is kind of losing their farm ground
Well,
in their comfort zone.
they basically make the whole map their own. They just take the whole control of the map,
Yeah.
and it's something they've been doing pretty consistently actually throughout the tournament. I think always trying to be very how should I put it? Very reasonable interactions, taking well, it's not that slow, but a very safe advance
Yeah.
always, and never going too far. Never going too far.
Yeah, I think that's because something you have to know as a team, like when do we overstay and when do we really play aggressive but in a good way.
Mm-mm. And now, well, Team Slig is they're forced to never let anyone go alone through their jungle. They just had Zillion and Lulu basically escorting Vayne to the bot lane just to be safe. And you have just this Yorick.
Oh my god, you're doing really a lot of damage.
And not caring about the turret.
Well, that's a Nurgle going down pretty easily to the Yorick. So yeah, and
Yeah,
I
and-
think TSK is going to have a really tough time here. Even in team fights, they are not able to do much. And oh my god, Grace just destroyed the Lulu.
And with their second Mountain Drake now in the pocket, they're once again putting a lot of pressure on the middle lane.
Yeah, and Yorick just again under the tower going for a lot of damage onto the Y.
And that's tier 2 middle turret going down and top turret also going down. And Team Slick basically just lost their whole top
Oh my
side
god,
jungle.
Grace just destroying the Vayne under in her own base, flashing behind her under the tower to kill her. And Zillion with nice 2 bombs taking out the Graves. Or basically Lulu taking out the Graves, but yeah.
Yeah, still on spawn. But they now push. They now can have free. Well, they basically can do whatever they want with the whole top side jungle of Team Slick, as Baron is about to spawn in very few seconds.
Yeah.
So perfect timing for them on that. Bless you.
Thank you. Exactly. They just opened up a very good. They opened up the map very well for them, and they can now play very good around Baron and force team fights there without having Team Sleep being able to go for a quick retreat, because they own their jungle. I mean, Z-Man owns the enemy jungle, and we have White going in on the Cho'Gath with everything she has, and she is able to take him out. And even though Cho'Gath is only the support, he's one of the main CCs they have, which is a problem.
Going in. To no avail though.
Yeah.
And now Yorick is moving to the bot lane because it's Yorick, right? Just Yorick doing Yorick things.
Yes, however, I think he's going to have a few more problems against Vayne if he is not able to catch her like this. But if he is, he will be.
This Yorick consistently putting out very
Okay, we
good
have
moves.
Vayne invading on the engaging on the Anivia, but however, wie ist es, Brian?
She would come to regret it quite quickly.
Yeah.
As did Wayne trying to defend the bot lane all alone. But yeah, the Yorick putting out beautiful walls throughout the games. I mean, I feel like every wall he puts that we
It's
saw
basically a hit. Yeah.
Basically, he trapped 100% of the time.
So yeah, we have Ogre with the ultimate here, which does not do a lot. Yorick still pushing that bot lane, meanwhile his entire team on the mid lane, putting a lot of pressure. Cho'Gath being back and back to low health. Eating a minion, getting some health back. Yeah.
And it seems like Shogun is definitely going for a lot of damage rather than going tanky. Supposedly he's probably relying on his ultimate to do that.
Yeah. But Z-Man definitely the one setting the pace in this game, and just dominating Team Slick here. Grace being very low against 3 people. He should be going down here. However, we have Yorick on the bot lane taking the next tower. Wayne going in on the Swain, and I don't know if she really wants to do that.
Because why is now she's taking a lot of she started off quite well, but then it quickly turned.
The thing with Y is you don't have consistent damage.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to burst somebody with your combo, you should not engage alone. Because you will not kill it.
Yeah, Robert getting caught all alone way too far top lane. And now once again Yorick doing Yorick.
Oh, there was a miss. The first
We
miss
had
with,
one miss, ladies and gentlemen, from Yorick.
So yeah, but they are in a good spot now to even start a Baron, which they are doing.
And they easily can do it, actually. Yorick has a whole army behind him.
Yeah,
Right now.
Team Slick cannot do much about it. I mean, they can go there, but they're gonna lose a lot. Like, their mid lane inhibitor is down.
But the inhib is open.
Bot inhib is open, so yeah.
There it goes.
And now we have a very strong Team Zeman with a 15k gold lead and a Baron buff. And this looks pretty bad.
And
for
also
Team Slick.
especially a Yorick with a Baron buff.
Yeah.
And we have here that third Mountain Drake,
Oh my god.
which is gonna do a lot of damage on turrets, as we already have a cannon minion.
Yeah.
On the top turret.
Oh, they have to give up that cannon minion now due to a Wayne engaging on them. Urgot being in the front line as well. However, Choga coming in from behind. They all
A
turn
lot of
onto him,
damage
being
on her.
not able to kill him. White dying in the front
second
line.
miss.
Oh my god, Wayne scrap, Swain scrap on Zillion is doing so much to him. He
And
has to
a
go into his
beautiful
ultimate.
Liga
Urgot
wall,
going
yeah.
down. Wayne going down.
And
Zillion
that's
going
nice.
down. Lulu going down. Basically everyone going down. It's an ace. It's game.
And that's another inhib, another Nexus turret. And yeah, that is indeed game.
That is our third quarterfinal for today.
Third and last.
First and last.
As the fourth quarterfinal is, you could say like replaced kind of by our very own wildcards, the winners of our own tournament.
Yeah, of the Baron Fight tournament, which took place back in July. Maybe you can have the graph again.
Yeah, would be neat though.
Thanks a lot. So yeah, now we can have a look at the semifinals. Winner qualification or winner qualifier 1 is of course newcomers who won against Oblivion Squad, and also a pretty decent game. They had a pretty solid game there. The second, or they will compete tomorrow in the first semifinals against Lions, who won very, very closely against A3 Esport. Very beautiful game we had back there. And yeah, and the other semifinals we will see tomorrow is gonna be Team Zeman against Team Impact.
And then guess we'll be ready to know who's in the final. I was just thinking about it because we are about to hit the semifinals, and we do have that game going on our Facebook page.
Oh, right.
Right, we never mentioned it. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, and I want to do that actually at the very beginning of the stream, but then I forgot about it. Yeah, on our Facebook page we have a little tip game going where you have to guess the two teams, and I mean the pool just got a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
You have to guess the two teams that are going to the finals, and if you guess correctly, or from the ones who guessed correctly, we will draw one person who gets actually 2 free weekend passes for the LGX from us.
Perfect transition to the LGX, which is the event we are hosting this tournament for. This is the whole Kinepolis Legends Cup, which is made for the LJX, as the finals will be taking place right there on the 29th of September, live on stage.
Exactly. LGX being a big gaming convention, it's actually the 4th edition already, I believe. We were there already last year casting the League of Legends finals. And basically it's a gaming convention where you can test new tech, test new games, have some fun looking at nerdy stuff. Actually, actors for Game of Thrones are going to be there.
2 actors from Game of Thrones.
I'm really excited to see that and get my autograph from Robert Baratheon himself.
But so those are a few activities you can do there. But there's also, I think, a cosplay competition for all those of you who do like cosplay.
Yeah.
And there is also a whole table of other esports tournaments taking place over there at the LGX.
Exactly. So on 28th and 29th September, LGX is definitely the place to be if you have anything to do with video games or just nerdy stuff or just
nerdy stuff.
And even if you don't like that kind of stuff, it's nevertheless the place to be because it's super cool and
it's a pretty impressive event for a little country that is Luxembourg, actually. So I would recommend actually even passing by just one day or even the 2, because I think it would be worth your time if you like video games or even if you don't.
Exactly. And in comparison to the years before, it has grown quite a lot bigger because the last year was in Casino 2000 in Mondorf, which, let alone the space they had to do it in, was a lot smaller. And now they're in Lux Expo, where they have a hall of over 6,000 quadrat meters. So meters square. Sorry.
So that's pretty impressive. And I think last but not least, we have to mention also a big thank you to Mr. Tech Guy and also Digital Studios for letting us use their stuff to broadcast all of those games to you.
Yeah.
And for giving us their equipment to disposition and letting us do this beautiful show that is this tournament.
Yeah. Another big thank you goes to Kinepolis, actually. Being the biggest movie theater company of Luxembourg, but not only that, they are sponsoring this tournament with a lot of money. Or what means a lot of money, but they're sponsoring a €2,000 prize pool to the winner of the Kinepolis Legends Cup, which is a very great prize pool, I believe, and for such a little country as Luxembourg, that's a pretty solid tournament.
So I think that's about it. I think that's all we gotta say. And
is there anything else I wanted to mention, depending on sponsorship or? Well, no, I don't think. So we are gonna be back tomorrow evening, actually, with the semifinals. So make sure to be there again at 6 o'clock. Me and Paul are going to cast the semifinals between newcomers and Lions, and the other semifinal between Z-Man and Team Impact.
So, set your date.
Just speak.
Yeah. So, okay. It's a best of 3. So it can go up to 4 to 6 matches. Unpredictable that yet. So, ready your seatbelts, ready your drinks, already in advance for tomorrow, 6 p.m. more or less. And I was gonna say we'll see you there, but I won't be seeing them there, but I'll be seeing you there, I hope.
Where?
tomorrow at the tournament. I hope I get the opportunity to watch it.
Oh yeah, because this guy has to be in Brussels tomorrow for his first day of university. Hey, wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
But yeah,
So that's
we will see each other tomorrow, and I hope we will see you on LGX.
I think that's about it. So
That's it for today. Goodbye, guys, and it was a pleasure as always hosting for you guys, and see you next. See you tomorrow.
and I'm just
Okay, let's
I'm just